Hello and welcome back to the Bendy News channel. I'm Carter Skidmark, and today we're going to be talking about everything that I forgot to talk about from my video I posted yesterday at this time. I think it was yesterday. I don't know. So yesterday or whenever I posted that video, I talked about Bendy the Cage, the Bendy movie, the Hex collaboration, and Bendy and the Dark Revival coming to mobile. But that's not all that's happened in the last few months. And I am brand new to all of this stuff. Like, this is my first time ever talking about just stuff, and I kind of don't know what I'm doing yet. So bear with me for a little bit as I get going on this channel. But in this video, I will talk about everything that I'm remembering at this moment that I forgot about in my other video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the trademarks that came up on Joey Drew Studios trademark page, which include 3 new game titles. But first, sad rest in peace to Bendy's, what was it? Bendy's Rubber Hose Revenge. You'll be missed by somebody. I don't even know what that game was supposed to be, but whatever. So first off, we're going to talk about Bendy's Nightmare Run. If this sounds familiar to you, you've probably been in the Bendy scene for a while, since Bendy in Nightmare Run came out in like 2018 and got canceled sometime in the 2020s. And it was a Subway Surfer like mobile game, but it was Bendy themed, obviously. Now the difference between these two titles is Bendy in Nightmare Run came out a while ago, but the new trademark says Bendy's Nightmare Run. So it's probably what I would assume is going to be a remake of Bendy in Nightmare Run as a comeback for that game. The next trademark is Bendy the Lost Harbor. Now, this is a name that interests me very much, and it interests a lot of people that's seen the name of this trademark. Because if you go to Google or any web browser, you'll find that there's nothing about the game, but you will find that there is an area in the midsection of Bendy and the Ink Machine Chapter 5 that is also named the Lost Harbor. This is the place that the Lost Ones lived at, and I guess Sammy was there too. I don't know much about the Lost Harbor, but it seems like in this game, we will learn more about the Lost Harbor, and it's going to be all surrounded around that. Also, in Bendy and the Dark Revival, Wilson himself mentions the Lost Harbor. So could this be another Bendy and the Dark Revival spinoff? I don't know. Could it be like a Cage Part 2? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I am very excited for this game. The last trademark that was added is Bendy and the Ink Factory. If you want to see my reaction to the name reveal, as well as going through the Steam page, please go to the description of this video and find the video where I already reacted and went through the Steam page on my main channel. I'm also not going to react to the Cage trailer or the Steam page because I've already done that on my main channel. That will also be in the description. So now I want to get into something that I might get in trouble for. It should be fine. So recently, someone named Fob posted some files. An old Kindly Beast employee, from what I know, his NDA expired, and now he's able to post all of this stuff about Bendy and the Dark Revival's early, early, early stages. So let's start off with this image right here. This reminds me of Bendy and the Ink Machine right off the bat. It is insane to me that this is how Bendy and the Dark Revival was going to look. I love Bendy and the Dark Revival, the best Bendy game right now. But I love Bendy and the Ink Machine's art style, and this is just amazing looking, in my opinion. I don't know what it is. It just feels more cartoony and more drawn than Bendy and the Dark Revival does now, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't mean I hate Bendy and the Dark Revival. I love all Bendy games, but I'm just saying I like Bendy and the Ink Machine's art style, Bendy the Dark Revival's gameplay. So good. And moving on to the next image, we can see that this kind of has a similarity to Bendy and the Dark Revival's Heavenly Toys area, I believe. This reminds me of that. We can see that there's a second story. We can see these things here with the influential posters that eventually come into Bendy and the Dark Revival for pushing the buttons to open the gate. And you can see here on the Thirsty Drinks vending machine, it's inside of the wall, which is very weird to me. This image is very... I'm going to say this for every single one. All of these images are awesome. This is so cool. I love seeing early versions of games. This one, there's pipes everywhere. There's ink everywhere. Looks like someone got dragged here. There's a handprint on the table. I don't know. Like there's a bunch of books and stuff, and like what could have been in here, you know? Like I don't know if this would be like an ink demon area because it looks pretty open. I don't know. This one looks pretty industrial too. All of these look really industrial, and that kind of looks awesome. There's a vents, there's pillars again, there's these pipes again. We could see a little miracle station right here. So this could have possibly been another ink demon area. I don't know if they were going to keep the Bendy and the Ink Machine ink demon back in the early stages of Bendy and the Dark Revival. I'm assuming they were from where this is at, where this is placed, but I don't know. Next image, just have a hallway. Okay, this shows another hallway. There's cobwebs and stuff. That's pretty cool. The ink on the floor is very clumpy looking, but the lighting is awesome. You can see someone's mouse here. You can obviously tell that this is a very early picture. These were just to showcase, not to use officially and whatever. There's a lot of plants throughout these hallways I see, and they're in pots. They're not like growing out of the ground. We could see that in Bendy and the Dark Revival now. But anyway, this is just another hallway. It's a little wrecked, not too crazy. The Bendy cutout looks a little different. Another hallway with a this just looks a little bit farther down the hallway, maybe, but without the Bendy cutout. Or we're in another hallway. These are all just hallways. It looks like these are all kind of weird to commentate over because like what am I supposed to talk about? They're all hallways, kind of. Now this one confused me. Why does the cutout look like that? I have no clue. I saw someone think that it was scratched up, but also feel like you can't scratch a cutout because I feel like it would just fall apart. So that wouldn't make sense. More cobwebs. Very old area. More pipes back there for the industrial feel, I guess. And what I assume is in that room behind that cardboard cutout is this room with more pipes, floating ink textures, and ink everywhere. This is a pretty weird wall on the right side. There's drains on the floor, so they would probably fill this up with ink, I feel like. I don't know. Here's another angle of the same area. Same thing. We can see a valve wheel here. I don't even think, is there a valve? There's no valve in Bendy the Dark Revival. So there was going to be valves in the game, which would have been pretty cool. First off, why the flip is this guy so perfect and why is he so tall? Second off, these vending machines are not in the wall and these are just out like how they are in Bendy the Dark Revival now. But also, the doors kind of remind me of some sort of like a cafeteria or maybe like a theater, maybe. I don't know. It looks more like cafeteria doors to me. And I was also looking at these graphics, and they kind of remind me of old Cage's graphics, but just without the cell shading. So I'm wondering if some of this stuff could possibly this is not confirmed, obviously. I'm wondering if they're gonna reuse some of these early Bendy and the Dark Revival stuff for the cage because some people are talking about this new character called Chef Buck being added into the cage. And if this is a cafeteria, I feel like that would kind of make sense. Final image here. There's a vent and a metal door, more drains on the floor and ink dripping out of the vents, more pipes, just giant hallway with a bunch of stuff happening. Now what you're seeing is the first alpha showcase from Bendy and the Dark Revival. This is very cool. This is very early stuff. And I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for posting this. If I don't get in trouble, I'm keeping this up because this is very cool. Anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video and I will see you all in the next one.